The common saying, "our health is in our hands," is becoming more and more relevant these days. Modern technology is providing more opportunities to monitor our body's health without a visit to the doctor. For example, we can track the health of our heart with a bracelet developed by Ukrainian inventors. It is essentially a mini electrocardiograph. Using DNA, it is possible to develop healthy habits with an app created by young geneticists. And if a disease cannot be cured, then a special mobile app invented by a Ukrainian startup team will help you choose high-quality medicine. The heart is the center of the physical body. It is a sort of an electric motor that constantly generates impulses. Blood is generated and circulated, making sure the body functions properly. Hidden problems can be detected by placing an electric gadget in the heart. The easiest method for diagnosing abnormalities is an electrocardiogram, but with modern equipment, nosological analysis can be used to find precursors of heart disease. We have a new way of analyzing a person's heart rate. We can see whether a person has a disease and if a person is prone to a certain type of condition. We can always evaluate the risk of cardiovascular problems. A heart electrocardiogram is usually done in a specialized clinic. A qualified doctor then makes a diagnosis. However, the world is aiming to put healthcare in the patient's hands. More and more people want to check their health on their own. A personal monitoring device is certainly a more convenient tool for obtaining information about your health. According to experts, they are observing a boom in diagnostic innovations. It is not surprising that a Ukrainian team of volunteers came up with the idea of creating a modern mini electrocardiograph. The idea was born in a remote Ukrainian village, when we were conducting large-scale electrocardio screenings. We have examined more than 22,000 patients in different settlements in the Khmelnytsky region. By the way, with the beginning of the armed conflict in the east of Ukraine, these same technicians founded the first volunteer medical hospital and helped the Ukrainian military fighting at the front. The experience they gained helped them identify what features the future cardio device should have. The team includes experts in software development for hospitals, experimental physics, pharmaceuticals, and medicine. They studied what was already on the market and what was missing. A unique device was created, which has no competitors in the world.
We
created a portable electrocardiographic bracelet. It collects ECG fragments. The bracelet records when the nervous system sends a signal to the heart to contract. We register that impulse and then analyze it. The device makes it possible to determine the condition of your body without a visit to a doctor. A person wears the bracelet on the wrist of their left hand and goes about their daily life. The device measures the heart rate every 15 minutes. The information the cardio bracelet collects is uploaded to the internet cloud and then displayed on the user's web page, which can also be viewed from a smartphone. The software analyzes the data. We receive information not only regarding the person's health, but also their psycho-emotional state. The software that we are developing will help identify 64 emotional patterns, from the pre-depressive state to overstimulation. Developers predict that the program will help people sort out their feelings, and if your family and friends are connected to it, they will be able to watch each other's emotional state and notice any problems in advance. So far, the project is at the appliance stage. It may not look very stylish, but it is technologically advanced. These three electrodes are used to record EKG data from one hand. The circuitry is very small. Compared to any other device on this market, ours is truly miniature in size. We managed to take something quite large and package it into a smaller box. This is a case of the age-old saying, putting a square peg into a round hole. The developers claim the next version of the bracelet will have an elegant design, so it appears that the bracelet has a promising future. The device continues to be upgraded from a household item to a medical instrument.
Медицинские устройства, которые мы будем выводить, они...
We are going to introduce a product that will allow a person to get medical recommendations not only from a doctor, but also from a clinic. It is called remote assistance. First, we need the appropriate clinical research, testing, and certification. Remote assistance means the patient does not have to physically visit a clinic. The doctor would be able to monitor their health in real time. According to developers, this device will reduce health risks and save a lot of money. Human health is affected by many external and internal factors. Scientists have proven that many such factors are encoded in our DNA, in particular, susceptibility to certain diseases or reactions to substances. Clearly, people cannot change their genetic code, but it is possible to develop a healthy lifestyle, which will dramatically reduce health risks. We must know what healthy habits to take up and what to drop. DNA analysis can provide the answers. Interpreting such analysis requires professional services, but young Ukrainian geneticists managed to considerably simplify the process. Indeed, they created a program that provides individual recommendations based on a genetic test.
My
colleague Rozana Shadrina and I are both geneticists. When we started at university, we wanted to use advanced genetics to open up new horizons. Various fields, such as pharmacogenetics, sports genetics, nutrition genetics, and nutrition genomics, have emerged since we graduated. Our goal has been to introduce these advanced subjects to the average person.
І щоб люди розуміли важливість цього і могли користуватися цими знаннями у своєму повсякденному житті.
Science can explain the connection between the DNA sequence and vital functions of the body. Young Ukrainian inventors developed a special data analysis algorithm. They say the procedure is simple and the results are understandable for anyone. The client takes a saliva sample with a swab from the inside of the cheek and sends it to a genetic laboratory, which has installed the system created by the young scientists. When the sample is analyzed, the results are stored in the client's user account. A person can easily find out how their bodily system works. They can determine if everything is alright with their metabolism, for example, or if the aging processes have accelerated. And that's not all. The program contains a recommendations section, which will give the patient recommendations for leading a healthy lifestyle. It was created by analyzing a large volume of medical literature.
Щоб людина читала, вона розуміла, про що йдеться мова, на що треба звернути увагу.
We try to get people to use our technology so that they can make better decisions about their daily life patterns. With this technology, instead of checking with a dietitian or a doctor, people will be able to make correct and well-informed decisions on their own.
Головне, щоб впровадити у своє життя.
Currently, the project is supported by one of Kyiv's startup incubators. The developers are also planning to develop a mobile app. It will become an assistant that is always at hand.
Для того, щоб напрацювати нові звички,
we want to create an application that would track and store all types of information about a user's daily health. Its user could input their eating habits to see if they are reaching their daily health goals. An analysis of DNA would be used as a benchmark.
Їй будуть даватися ще такі персональні рекомендації.
They hope the development is successful with professionals like doctors, dietitians, and fitness consultants. That would mean they are on the correct track, according to the young Ukrainian inventors. It is important to catch a disease before it spreads, but if that happens, the treatment should be as effective as possible. According to international organizations, about 15% of medicines sold worldwide are counterfeit. Typically, pharmaceutical quality control is carried out by state structures and public organizations, but Ukrainian inventors decided to help consumers identify counterfeit medicines. They studied the best practices in this sphere and found the research results of the University of Michigan. All known cases of counterfeit drugs were analyzed and two problems were found. First, there is an extremely low level of awareness. People do not pay any attention to the packaging and instructions of medicines. The public trusts the medicine and the pharmaceutical companies that produce them. Instead, they should be reading and studying what they are purchasing. It is not always possible to track the delivery of pharmaceutical products from the manufacturer to the pharmacy and then to the end buyer. Packaging can easily be forged and replaced, but punching fake information into an extensive, thoroughly tracked database is practically impossible. The absence of the drug in such databases would mean that it's fake. This is where the new idea of the database to solve this problem was born.
We took all the public data on drug registration in Ukraine. Then we took all the orders from the Drug State Service of Ukraine that temporarily or permanently bans certain types of drugs. We built a large database from that data, structured it, and created an online service. This mobile app lets consumers verify medicine at the pharmacy. When you buy a medicine, you should make sure that the packaging and the instructions correspond to one another. The quality of printing should also be checked. The consumer launches the Medicine Control app on their phone and enters the registration number. The application will provide information on whether the drug is registered and if they are banned types of that drug. If there is any doubt, consumers can ask pharmacy clerk for a quality certificate, as the database also has photo samples, which can help verify the authenticity of the document. The application can also find comparable drugs, which only takes a few seconds. They can be chosen and approved by your doctor. During the initial visit, if you or the doctor has our app, you can go to the pharmacy with a list of generic drugs right after the visit. The application is convenient in other ways. For example, there are instructions for each drug. Everyone knows how difficult it is to read tiny letters on paper from the packaging, but from your smartphone you can read instructions comfortably without straining your eye. Our project has gained interest abroad. A German medical startup incubator invited us to join their team. In the near future, the developers plan to connect the database of pharmacy licenses to the app. They're negotiating with pharmaceutical manufacturers to add images of medicines to their app. With the help of the startup incubator, they are establishing relations with the Ministry of Healthcare of Ukraine to fill the app with data on pharmaceutical products. They believe any consumer can become a drug expert using this app.